Welcome, Epic Epidemic Class of 2020. I am Tyler Arguello, Associate Professor in the Division of Social Work, the Graduate Program Director, as well as the Faculty Advisor to the Social Work Student Association, or SWSA. The faculty and staff of the Division of Social Work and the Social Work Student Association humbly welcome everyone to our 2020 commencement and pinning ceremony. While we would have much preferred an in-person celebration, we trust everyone understands the imperative of physical distancing and, most importantly, social solidarity. In that vein, we present this virtual social work commencement and pinning ceremony for our 2020 graduates. We celebrate you this spring for your momentous completion of your degrees after the fires of 2019 and now the pandemic of 2020. Your class is truly unique. And we want everyone to be assured that all 2020 graduates are welcome to participate in the planned in-person commencement and pinning ceremony in spring 2021. Should a time be available sooner, we will surely let you know. So let us begin. For the last 56 years, the division has been conferring both accredited graduate and undergraduate degrees to new social work professionals. Today, we have the honor to present to you here, the public, and our profession, the newest minted group of social workers. First, we would like to begin by recognizing that scholarly practices have colonial legacies. We acknowledge that we live and learn on the lands of the Maidu, Miwok, and Patwin nations. These lands were the traditional territory of these native nations prior to their forced removal. These lands continue to carry the stories of these nations and their community struggles for survival, self-determination, and identity. California State University, Sacramento has a particular responsibility to acknowledge the people of these lands, as well as the histories of dispossession that have allowed for the growth of this institution for the past 73 years. We are also obligated to reflect on and actively address these histories and the role that this university has played in shaping them. This acknowledgement and the centering of Native peoples is a start as we move forward for the next 73 years. Next, we would like to recognize division leaders without whom this moment would not be possible. We would like to recognize the entire faculty of the division, and in particular, our chair, Dr. Dale Russell, the outgoing BSW director, Dr. Sylvester Bowie, the outgoing field director, Mimi Lewis, the admissions director, Dr. Maria Denish, and the Title IV director, Dr. Tracy Kent. I would like to welcome the incoming field director, Kelly Richmond Moore. Likewise, we would like to recognize the dedicated and superior staff of the division without whom the social work program certainly would never exist. Finally, we want to take a moment to recognize the people without whom the accomplishments of the graduates would not be possible. We see and acknowledge all of you who have provided the unconditional support that is not recognized enough, the overt and the silent moments of encouragement for the graduates to stick with it, the additional labor in and out of the house to make schedules and households run, as well as the heavy lifting to get all of our graduates over the finish line this spring amidst the pandemic. All the families, kinship networks, partners, children, and other significant trusted supports out there, we see you and we praise you with much gratitude. To this end, we have a few words from leaders in our division and the community. First, our division director, Dr. Dale Russell, has a few words of welcome and praise. Next, the executive director of the California chapter of the National Association of Social Work, or NASW, Jan Lee Wong, has some praise for our new graduates.
Hello all, I want to congratulate you on the successful completion of your programs, both in the graduate and undergraduate programs. I wish we could be talking in person. I wish I could be seeing you crossing a stage in the ballroom at our pinning ceremony, because I know that that's a wonderful moment. I know it's a proud moment for not only for you, but from your family and from your friends. But I just wanted to say a word of congratulations, and we're really proud of our graduates. We're really proud of what social workers are doing and prepared to doing. And I know through this difficult time, there's a lot of anxiety, and we help each other out. I think ordinarily social workers help other people out. And I think at this time, we're helping each other out as well. And so I know you will all be successful in whatever path you're going to be taking in social work. And I wish you all the luck and all the success in your future. All the best.
I'm Jan Lee Wong, Executive Director of the National Association of Social Workers, California chapter. In this time of crisis and turmoil, People look to professionals like social workers to help us. All of us do this because this is what we're trained to do and what our code of ethics and values tell us to do. You will look back upon this time and you will remember the great disruption and the great professional social work response that you were a part of. You will know that you helped in one of the greatest challenges the world has ever known. Thank you for choosing social work, one of the greatest professions.
Now I would like to welcome our three speakers. These three people were nominated and voted on by the graduating BSW and MSW students. The first is the 2020 BSW class speaker, Veronica Perez, who will be continuing on in the division this coming year in our graduate program. The second is the 2020 MSW class speaker, Carla Zaportesa. Carla is dedicating her future career to working with children, young people, and families within clinical settings, as well as she seeks to return to the Philippines and address the many disparities that Filipinos face, like healthcare, mental health, housing, and food security. Along with her clinical passions, Carla believes her intersectional lived experiences as a cis female, bilingual, green card holding Filipino American, and her training at Sac State will allow her to bring more justice and equity for the health and mental health of Filipino and Asian communities. Please help me welcome both Veronica and Carla.
Hello, class of 2020. I first want to start off and say that I hope that you all are staying as safe and as healthy as possible during this time. Like many of you, I am devastated that we're not able to physically celebrate this accomplishment together. And I know this isn't the ceremony that we all imagine we'd be having. But I hope that you consider this virtual pinning ceremony as just one way to acknowledge your accomplishments. And I hope that you still find other beautiful, creative ways to celebrate this milestone that we all worked so hard to achieve. Many of us have stayed up late to study for exams and finish assignments, consumed unhealthy amounts of caffeine, and we stressed over how we would balance work, school, internships, and still manage to make time for ourselves and the people who are important to us. The journey felt long and never-ending at times. And when we finally reached a point where the finish line was so close, our worlds were turned upside down. Our internships were terminated early. Classes were transitioned to being online. Us social workers in training were suddenly forced to be unsocial. What was supposed to be our most exciting semester as a senior quickly shifted into a semester full of so much uncertainty. But yet here we are. Not even a global pandemic could stop us from achieving our degree and celebrating. Despite the semester not going as planned, I am still so grateful to have chosen the path of social work. This pandemic has shown just how truly crucial social work is and how much the world needs social workers. During times of crisis, the risk of trauma increases, and this pandemic is no exception. With social supports being limited during this time, it becomes physically and emotionally difficult to maintain our well-being. And so I asked myself, what is it that I'm willing to learn from this situation? What is the takeaway? And what I've learned through this global pandemic is that it's okay not to be okay. And it's okay to feel lonely, and it's okay to be afraid. This is a time filled with so much uncertainty and so much loss and fear that we're allowed to feel whatever emotions we need to feel, and that's okay. We are all working hard to find the best ways to cope with what it is we're experiencing right now. And now is the time to exercise compassion, not just for others, but for ourselves as well. Now more than ever, the work we do and the work we will do is so valuable, and the world is starting to take notice. We are constantly told that this is not a money-making field, and so we don't enter this field to make the big bucks. We enter this field because we have the heart and passion to serve others. We now have the opportunity to use the skills and tools that we learn from school and our own personal experiences to continue to support ourselves and others, and to continue to be agents of change. It was a privilege to be a part of such a unique and special class, and it was an honor to do this journey with all of you. Congratulations, class of 2020, and good luck on your next adventure. I hope you all continue to be kind, create positive change, and take care of yourselves and those around you. Stay safe, and I'll see you all May 2021. Stingers up.
Greetings to my fellow graduates and your families. I am Carla Zaperteza, an MSW graduate. I'm here in my living room, metaphorically standing before my class, professors, department, and our friends and family. I would first like to thank you all for tuning into this commencement video, and I want to extend my gratitude to both the Social Work Department and the Social Work Student Association for making this video happen. The impersonal nature of this commencement does not diminish the fact that I consider it an incredible honor to represent my class, and even more of a privilege to address you during this time of celebration mixed with uncertainty. To that end, fellow graduates, we have made it. We started our program bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, excited to start our MSW journey and be conferred as Masters in Social Work. During our foundational year, we quickly learned as graduate students the responsibilities and expectations of us were greater than when we were bachelor students in both the classroom and our field placements. The coursework was at advanced levels. Assigned readings were riddled with rich yet sometimes inaccessible jargon, and all the while professors and field supervisors held us to the highest professional standards. But what is a master's program without having to write a whole lot of papers, struggle through difficult exams, participate in dreaded group projects, and shed some tears while making quick morning coffee run to Grumpy Mule? To answer this rhetorical question, it's likely not an accredited program. The papers and the projects and the exams were all tangible items that determine our GPA. But what impacted us most as budding social workers were the lessons of the 6 core values of the social work profession embedded within the program and our experience at large. The first core value is service. To help those that are disadvantaged by social problems, including homelessness, racial discrimination, and poverty. Social justice. We have been taught to advocate for vulnerable populations by unveiling and challenging larger problems that perpetuate oppression and inequality. The core value of dignity and worth of a person emphasizes the responsibility to provide unbiased respect and care to clients, regardless of individual differences or any outstanding circumstances. This leads us to the principle of valuing the importance of human relationships. The well-being of individuals, families, and communities are in part determined by the quality of the relationships between and among people, and it is the social worker's responsibility to help promote, restore, and maintain these relationships. Integrity is a core value defined by consistently behaving in a trustworthy manner that exemplifies the profession's missions, values, standards, and ethical principles. Finally, we have competence. As social workers, we strive to improve our professional expertise in order to provide effective service to our clients. As students, interns, and community members, we have demonstrated these values in many ways. The most illustrative example, however, is our response to the natural disaster, the Camp Fire, during what was for many of us our first semester of graduate school. The blaze from this disaster wiped out 90% of the town of Paradise and left thousands of people unhoused. Although 85 miles separate Sacramento from Paradise, the Camp Fire's effects on our class were far-reaching. Instead of cowering before the reddened sky and the ashes, many of us continued to work at our field sites for as long as we were allowed to. The populations we cared for were already impacted by poverty, neighborhood violence, and other complex trauma, and disasters such as the Camp Fire compound their situations. It was important that we continue to do what we could for our clients while ensuring that our own families were cared for as well. Soon after the Camp Fire started, the university campus closed through winter break. In spite of this, we persevered by continuing to do our necessary coursework and care for our communities, and maintain our core values as social workers. Having strong guiding values has helped us overcome the challenges that came with being MSW students and simply being human. We came out stronger from the campfire disaster and gained a greater appreciation for our support system and the work we do. Currently, we are facing yet again another unprecedented and harrowing challenge in COVID-19 pandemic. And this time, it's not just us within Northern California that's affected by this pandemic, but there are also global implications of what the near future may bring. Specifically, our work with our clients will be much different. It will be difficult to offer a reassuring smile from behind our mask, give a warm handshake from 6 feet away, or get an accurate understanding of our client's situation from a Zoom call. Granted, while we never foresaw this new reality, our core values will remain the same, and it will serve us not only in this pandemic but in other challenges in the future. Take, for example, how we endured and persevered under the circumstances of the campfire, or even the challenges of juggling our professional and personal lives. Each time we came out stronger and we emerged resilient. This leads me to suggest a 7 core value, resilience. There's a saying in the Philippines, "Pag may tiyaga, meron nilaga," which translates to "if there is perseverance, there is soup." For reference, nilaga is a Filipino soup that takes about 3 hours to prepare, along with the key ingredients of cubed beef briskets, potatoes, and bok choy. Perseverance is a secret ingredient that makes this dish possible. To that end, the secret 7 core value, resilience, is what made it possible for us to be successful in this program and overcome disasters. And it will be one of the most enduring principles during the tumultuous times in our lives. As we continue to persevere and we look forward to a time when our world will heal and our communities will be further strengthened. Although the current state of the world may be gray and bleak, it does not invalidate all the sacrifices we have made and the challenges we have overcome and the resiliency we have shown. And now we have made it through this program. And now we are conferred as Masters of Social Work. This is a momentous time and an achievement that we all could be proud of and share with our loved ones. We have received specialized training in different avenues of care, and above all, we gained the invaluable experience of committing to and utilizing the core values of social work and the secret ingredients of resilience. Be confident that you all have the necessary skills and the values to navigate the remaining days of this pandemic. As with any challenge, this too shall pass. And when the time arrives and beyond, we social workers are essential, and we are needed more than ever in order to create a safer, kinder, and more equitable world for all. So thank you and congratulations to us, and congratulations to all.
Our final speaker is our keynote speaker, Dr. Susan Talamantes Eggman. A leader with decades of experience in public service and community building, Dr. Eggman was first elected in November 2012 to represent the 13th Assembly District, which draws together the San Joaquin Delta communities of Stockton, Tracy, Thornton, and Mountain House. Susan has since been re-elected in 2014, 16, and 2018. Susan grew up on her family's small almond orchard in Apiary and Turlock. It was a farm-to-market family business with Eggman's father and brother tending the orchard and hives, her mother keeping the books, and her latter partner, Renee Hall, bottling and selling the honey at farmers markets in San Francisco. Continuing through 3 generations of growing and beekeeping in California's Central Valley, the operation ultimately grew to over 40 acres of almonds and 2,000 beehives. Susan joined the U.S. Army out of high school and served 4 years as a medic. After her service, she attended California State University Stanislaus, where she completed a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's degree in social work. She worked as a mental health provider and medical social worker before completing a PhD at Portland State University. An associate professor of social work at California State University, Sacramento, Susan has taken a leave of absence to serve in the state assembly. A lifelong learner, Susan passed the licensed clinical social worker examination shortly after assuming office. The chair of the Assembly Committee on Agriculture, Susan also is a member of the Committees on Appropriations, Utilities and Energy, Business and Professions, and Natural Resources. A former member of Stockton City Council and the first Latina elected to that office, Susan is committed to policies that advance the good of her whole community, including improving access to healthcare, expanding educational opportunities, and addressing her district's critical need for resources to address crime. She has a proven record of working across partisan divides to find working solutions to real problems. During her tenure in the Assembly, Susan has championed the cause of establishing a California State University in Stockton. In addition, she has successfully authored legislation to support the rights of undocumented residents who are victims of crimes, legislation to increase diversion programs as an alternative to incarceration for minor drug crimes, and authored the law that established the Multifamily Affordable Housing Solar Roofs Program, which will invest up to $1 billion over the next 10 years to install solar roofs and provide electricity bill savings to residents of multifamily home housing in disadvantaged communities. Susan is also the author of the landmark End of Life Option Act. Susan and Renee, her spouse and partner for more than 30 years, live in Stockton's Victory Park neighborhood where they are raising their daughter, Emmy. Please welcome Dr. Eggman.
Hello, social workers. I think we can all start off by acknowledging this is a very unique graduation. So class of 2020, we're going into the field of social work. Congratulations. My name is Susan Eggman. I'm a social worker. I'm on leave from Sac State as a professor, and I currently serve in the California State Legislature. So as you prepare to graduate and go out there and are going to enter into the world of social work as a professional, this is a unique time, I think we can all agree. A time when we're coming out of a pandemic, a time when we are faced with disparities in front of our eyes, divisions in our country, bridges of chasms that perhaps we don't think we can bridge. But you, class of 2020, are the perfect people to go out there and be that bridge. We know that since the beginning of time, social workers have stood for our core values of service, of social justice, of dignity and worth of the person, of the centrality of relationships to our common experience, to integrity, to competence. Those are the values that define our practice as we go out into the world. Whether it is in our prisons, whether it is in our school systems, whether it is working with our homeless, whether it is working in our hospitals, wherever your career path takes you, and the degree of social work provides you many different paths, many different populations to work with, we know that this is going to be a unique time that is going to call on all your skills to be able to be that bridge, to be able to look for the best in people. Because even though right now we think, we're in the middle of a pandemic, we are coming into a recession that will take some time to get out. And what we do know is that those that it is our mission to serve, who are the most vulnerable, are those that will need our help the most. I think the pandemic has highlighted what happens with disparities. That when crisis occurs, those on the very bottom who need the most help, those who are poor, who are in prison, who are elderly, who are sick, all of those people need our help and our skills right now even more. Again, social workers, you are not just do-gooders. You are people with skills. You have learned to help people, to help your communities. So that's what you're getting ready to go out to do right now. And again, it can be easy to get overwhelmed with the divisions. I invite you not to get into the this is right, this is wrong, this is right, because then we start labeling people like that too. And even people whose values we don't agree with, if somebody can't reach out to them, if somebody can't help bridge this divide, then what kind of work are we doing? So I invite you right now, as we have this great opportunity to go out and serve in ways that we are going to be called upon that perhaps historically have never been present. It is with humility that I speak to you today as someone who's been in the field for a very long time, who's been a professor at Sac State, currently on leave, and who serves in the California State Legislature and is a part of trying to now pass a budget that will have an impact on human beings' lives and on your lives. So we need you. We need you to speak up for those who don't have others to speak for them. We need you to bring stories of resiliency. We need you to celebrate the kindness of others, because we've also seen that highlighted through this pandemic, unlike any other time. The kindness of others, reaching out, wanting to do more. So this is the time where it is ripe for the kinds of work that we do. So I invite you not to be discouraged as we go forward during the pandemic, as we come out of this, as we face an uncertain future. What we do know is that the profession of social work was established about the turn of the century, right? When we knew we were going into hard times, when immigrants were flooding to us, when our living situations in cities became untenable. That's what began our profession. So let us return to those roots of helping those who need it the most, and being open to see the disparities that exist, and to be able to see the goodness and kindness of people at the same time, right? We are not just helping those who need our help. We are providing tools and resources for people to be able to help themselves, right? And it is through that work that we truly, truly, truly make a difference. I'm a veteran of the United States Army, and I have often thought during my time as a social worker that social workers are an army too, right? We are all over the country. We are all over the world. The more we join each other, the more we value our networks of support, because it's not going to be easy, right? The career of social work, you have not picked something easy. You have not picked something that's going to make you rich, but you have picked something that is going to make you rich in spirit, and just rich in part of being part of the human condition, right? Because that's one thing we can't forget. We are all part of this human condition together. You look to your left, you look to your right, you look at your professors, you look at the people that you have been in school with through these times of uncertainty, your family. Think about those who you fall upon right now to help prop you up, because those are the networks that you're going to continue to lean on in your career, right? Because it is going to be sometimes depressing. It is going to be sometimes disheartening, but we can't lose our hope. We can't lose our faith. We can't lose our trust in people's ability to change, in a society's ability to change, and finally become that place that we all dream of, right? That land where justice exists, where every human being is valued, where competence and integrity, again, and the values of humans, of service, those are our values, social workers, right? And that is what we want to go out and create in the larger world, right? It's not enough for us to hold those values. By living them, by joining with others, and we all live them together, that's the way that we truly embody our profession. So don't go out there thinking you're going to do it all yourself. You're going to do it with others. You're going to link arms into the army of social workers as we go forth. We take care of ourselves. We do self-care so we don't get bitter. We don't get angry. We continue to look for those kernels of goodness. We continue to look to that mom who can make the changes that we need her to make sure her child is safe. We look for an immigration system that truly welcomes everybody and where families aren't separated. We look to a time when criminal justice truly involves reform. We look to a time when hospitals provide the basic needs for everybody. We look for a time and a place when public education is a place where everybody can thrive, no matter their zip code. We look for a time and place when our environment provides the same air quality and the same water quality and the same living conditions, regardless of our zip code. Because those are our values: service, social justice, dignity and worth of the individual, competence, integrity. That's who we are. And that's what we live by our work. And our work is what you have prepared for. And I know a lot of you, when I got my MSW, I'd already been in the field for a while. I know a lot of you do too. So I welcome you to this great profession. I invite you never to lose hope. I ask you never to lose your passion for your profession of helping others, and never forget that you, MSWs, you, BSWs, all of you, are a needed part of this society. We are often the ones who speak for those who nobody else will speak for. So find your voice, develop your confidence, develop your competence, maintain your integrity, value humans, always strive for social justice through the act of service in relationship with others. There really is no other, right? That has kind of been my hallmark. Am I engaged in service to achieve a higher degree of justice through relationships with others? So, welcome to the field. I'm sorry I couldn't be there with you in person. I hope to meet you all one day, and I'm sure at some point our paths will cross in this great profession we call social work. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Greetings, fellow graduates, families, faculty, and staff. I hope everyone is in a safe condition together with your family. I am Kimberly Rose Blanco, the current and outgoing president of the Social Work Student Association, or SWSA. Last year, the SWSA ushered in a new aspect of celebration into the pinning ceremony. Each year, the SWSA administers a survey to graduating BSW and MSW students, who have the opportunity to vote on the class speakers, the keynote speaker, and quite importantly, various awards for students and faculty. These awards formally recognize the various contributions of valued members of our division. The graduating students have nominated, voted, and spoken. Now we would like to recognize the MSW and BSW students, then the faculty. The student awards are as follows. The Helping Hand Awards recognize students who have been exceptional in their support of their fellow students during the program. The Walk the Walk Awards recognize students who have best embodied social work values in the classroom, the field, and the community. The Wholehearted Awards recognizes students who have had exceptional impact in their community, both as a social worker and as a committed citizen. And the SWSA Award recognizes one student who has conducted the most volunteer service hours across the year. Next, the Faculty Awards are the Committed Action Awards recognize faculty members who have most inspired, supported, and mentored students, as well as have been a shining example of what it means to be a social worker. And the Phenomenal Faculty Award recognizes one faculty member from across the entire division who effectively embodies social work values and ethics, and who walks the walk as an educator, mentor, and leader.
Thank you, Kim, for that presentation of the awards. Parallel to these awards, we would like to also pay recognition to the Social Work Student Association, without whom this event would not be possible. As their faculty advisor this year, I have not only witnessed their tireless efforts, but been impressed with their commitment to supporting our students and their professional growth. With much pride and gratitude on behalf of the faculty and staff, I want to thank each of the officers for their committed service. We will now move into the pinning portion of the ceremony. This unique, one-of-a-kind pin symbolizes not only the countless time and energy each student has put into completing the program, but moreover the shared values and ethics that each graduate has proven to embody that now makes you a social work professional. This pin displays your qualifications, as well as our confidence in you being social workers made at Sac State. Rest assured, when it is safe to reconvene in-person business at the university, the pins will be made available and distributed to 2020 graduating BSW and MSW students.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicings rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Now I'm gonna sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Said I'm gonna sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. I'm gonna sing a song, yeah. I'm gonna lift my voice and I'm gonna sing a song, yeah. I'm gonna lift my voice and I'm gonna sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. I'm gonna sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Should all acquaintances gusta de las batallas, no por el golpe, no existe el miedo. Quítate el polvo, ponte de pie y vuelves al ruedo. Y la presión se siente, espera en ti tu gente. Ahora vamos por todo y te acompaña la suerte. Samina, mina, sangalegua, porque esto es África. Samina, mina, waka, waka, Samina, mina, sangalegua, porque esto es África. Esto es África. Samina, mina, waka, waka, Samina, mina, sangalegua, anawa, Samina, mina, waka, waka, Samina, mina, sangalegua, porque esto es África.
I'm well on my journey, biggie, biggie mama, 1 A to Z. My sister's all on my journey, biggie, biggie mama, from east to west. My tea, waka, waka, my waka, waka, my Jungle sis, my Zimbabwe, yeah. 'Cause this is Africa.
Samina, mina, anawa, samina, mina, samina, mina, anawa,
Samina, mina, waka, waka, Samina, mina, sangalegua, anawa, Samina, mina, waka, waka, Samina, mina, sangalegua, porque esto es África. Django, Django, Samina, mina, sangalegua, anawa, Django, Django, Samina, mina, sangalegua, anawa, porque esto es África, porque esto es África.
As we close, I would like to offer a few final remarks on behalf of the faculty and staff of the Division of Social Work and the SWSA. Again, we congratulate all the new MSW and BSW graduates, and we salute the families, partners, kinship networks, and other important people who supported you through your journey. As you move into your careers, the division looks forward to staying in touch with you. We always welcome you to keep us informed about what good works you are doing in our communities. Please stay connected to the division's social media accounts and the university's alumni network. And please stay connected with the profession through the National Association of Social Work, or NASW, and its California chapter. Contact information and more follows on one of the closing slides. Next, just after these remarks, the faculty and staff of the division have assembled well wishes and good tidings to send you off on your career paths. Please know that we have been and will continue to be committed to your success. We have all been in conversation this semester about how in awe we are of all of you, watching you rise to the task to finish and so determined to get to doing social work as new professionals. So congratulations again, and enjoy your faculty send-off to you. Now, finally, I would like to offer you a timely message inspired by the compelling words of Charles King, a staunch leader and advocate for HIV and AIDS and housing justice. While he spoke similar and renowned words for the HIV epidemic years ago, I have taken this charge to provide some context for yet another pandemic that we are currently living through and that you are graduating into. COVID-19 can learn much from that of the still going epidemic of HIV and AIDS. The reality of COVID-19 is that it is caused by a virus, but that virus would not have created the pandemic that now exists if it were not fueled by homophobia, biphobias, transphobias, racism, ethnocentrism, cis-heterosexism, capitalism, classism, ableism, oligarchies, and systems of postmodern enslavement. COVID-19 is a disease that persists as a consequence of economic and social marginalization, prejudices, biases, discrimination, and disinformation. Whether it was, and always has been, gay men, Haitians, sex workers, IV drug users, old people, people of color, or the subservient working class, COVID-19 has been able to wreak its havoc because it has, in the main, taken the lives of people deemed expendable. And that is why COVID-19 is not an exception. Rather, it is yet another symptom of the state of civil rights and the injustices in our country, as well as the impossibilities and possibilities of liberation for our peoples who are Black, Brown, Asian, Pacific Islander, Indigenous, LGBTQ+, women, immigrant, poor, working class, and disabled people, whether we want to own it or not. And those people not in the main have always known this. Graduates, the division's mission is to prepare competent social work professionals who will lead and serve our region and state, promoting social justice, the worth of all humans, and the improvement of the quality of life of those marginalized and justice seeking. In no time in our modern history is this mission and your training more important. I ask that you look at our world today. We have all participated in how this world has been built. However, today, of all days, as we recognize and commend our new social workers, we must also recognize that we have the obligation to not simply question this world or critique its rules, but we have the duty to rebuild it in a more just and equitable way. Graduates, we implore you to rebuild this world because this is your world, and you all are essential to the work ahead. So congratulations and unwavering solidarity with you all. Onwards.
Not merely to gather, but to move, right? And our movements require us to do more than just show up and say the right words. It requires us to break out of our comfort zones and be confrontational. It requires us to defend one another when it is difficult and dangerous. organize, to resist. Thank you.
One tribe, one kind, one planet, one race. It's all one blood, don't care about your face, color of your eye, or the tone of your skin. Don't care where you are, don't care where you been. Cause where we gonna go is where we wanna be. The place where the native language is unity, and the continent is called Pangea. And the main ideas are connected like a sphere. No propaganda to try to upperhand us. Cause man, I'm loving this peace. Man, I'm loving this peace. Man, I'm loving this peace. I don't need no leader that's gonna force feed her. Concept to make me think I need her. Fear my brother and fear my sister, and shoot my neighbor with my big missile. If I had an enemy, if I had an enemy, if I had an enemy, then my enemy's gonna try to come and kill me. Cause I'm his enemy. There's one tribe, y'all. We one tribe, y'all. We one tribe, y'all. We are one people. Let's catch amnesia. Forget about all that evil. Forget about all that evil. That evil that they feed you. Let's catch amnesia. Forget about all that evil. That evil that they feed you. Remember that we one people. We are one people. One people. One people. One people. One tribe, one tribe, one tribe, one kind, one planet, one race, one love, one people, one. Too many things that's causing one to forget about the main cause, connect and uniting. But the evil is seated and alive in us, so our weapons are colliding and our peace is sinking like Poseidon. But we know that the evil one's threatened by the sun, so we come and try to separate the sum. But he dumb, he didn't know we had to overcome. Rejuvenate by the beating of the drum, come together by the cycle of the hum. Freedom, when all become one, forever. One tribe, y'all. One tribe, y'all. We one tribe, y'all. We are one people. Let's catch amnesia. Forget about all that evil. Forget about all that evil. That evil that they feed you. Let's catch amnesia. Forget about all that evil. That evil that they feed you. Remember that we one people. We are one people. One people. One people. One people. One love, one blood, one people. One heart, one beat, we equal. Connected like the internet, united, that's how we do. Let's break walls so we see through. Let love and peace lead you. We could overcome the complication cause we need to. Help each other make these changes. Brother, sister, rearrange this way of thinking that we can change this bad condition. Break, use your mind and not your greed. Let's connect and then proceed. This is something I believe. We are one, we're all just people. One tribe, y'all. One tribe, y'all. One tribe, y'all. We are one people. Let's catch amnesia. Forget about all that evil. Forget about all that evil. That evil that they feed you. Let's catch amnesia. Let's catch amnesia. Forget about all that evil. That evil that they feed you. One tribe, y'all. We one tribe, y'all. One people. One people. One people. One people. One people. Let's catch amnesia. Lord, help me out. Trying to figure out what it's all about. Cause we one in the same. Same joy, same pain. And I hope that you're there when I need ya. Cause maybe we need amnesia. And I don't wanna sound like a preacher, but we need to be one. One world, one love, one passion. One tribe, one understanding. Cause you and me can become one.
Okay, this one's for Gabby.